Well, we are in heads-up phase as far as the potential for a significant winter storm later on today. This is the current max track. This is how it looked a few hours ago. So, yeah, we did have a round blow through overnight. That has since moved northeast. It's out of here and is impacting Ohio, but it's what's coming in from the southwest that we need to keep an eye on. You can see it gathering around Hot Springs. You get way down towards parts of Arkansas and even into southern Missouri. It's starting to creep in there, and it goes all the way down. Look at Louisiana. They're dealing with snow as well and mixed precipitation. This is a wide-ranging, very impactful storm. What we saw this morning was not it. It was just a little bit of moisture running out ahead of the main wave that comes in later on today. And if you hadn't heard, we do have updates as far as the setup is concerned. We have a winter storm warning out for northern and western counties, and that ice storm warning continues south and east, and then a winter weather advisory for the mountains. It is stacked this way because of how the precipitation is going to play out. All snow to the west, and then the icy mix here. I'm most concerned, snow obviously is a hazard, but I'm most concerned about the potential for ice accumulation, especially running from, say, around Pulaski County, going right across the interstate, and then up into some of our southeastern counties, out towards, say, Campton, points farther north and east. But there's going to be a band that sets up shop somewhere within this vicinity where you could see upwards of a half an inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch of ice. To put that into perspective, the ice that we picked up last week was running around about 2/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and then it ramped up to a half an inch as you went west. So that has the potential to cause some damage, pull some tree limbs down and power outages. But when you get up into that half an inch to 3/4 of an inch range, that's where you can get into more widespread tree damage and lots of power outages and incredibly hazardous travel. So keep that in mind. Here's how it plays out. You've got low pressure pulling northeast and then another low coming in. Notice the difference. I mean, this just shows how dynamic this system is. Pure snow northwest, the mix here. You could be talking cold rain. You could have that much of a difference. Arctic air and fluffy snow on the western side of the state over to cold rain and temperatures in the 40s initially into our southeastern mountain counties, way down southeast, talking Harlan, Letcher counties. We're caught in that funk zone in between, and not the good kind, not the P-funk. We've got the potential for precipitation in the form of sleet, freezing rain, and then, of course, pure snow on the back end. This system will impact us all through this evening and then finally rapidly pull out of here tomorrow. We'll get an updated look at how much we could expect coming up.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. And there are several ways to track the winter storm with us. You can stick with us right here on air to keep you up to date with the latest storm tracker Doppler radar. Also on our website, lex18.com. That same information is on the free LEX18 Storm Tracker Weather app.
Chris, it feels like a groovy morning with some Parliament P-Funk going on here.
P-Funk going on, yeah.
Normally, you'd be watching the Today Show right now. But this morning, we have extended winter weather coverage all morning to keep you informed and safe.
Yeah, and a couple of things we want to let you know about coming up later on this morning. We have a news conference with Governor Beshear that is scheduled to take place at 9:30 this morning. We will be carrying that live. And also at 9 o'clock, we invite you to stay right here on LEX18. All four of our LEX18 Storm Tracker meteorologists are going to have a special roundtable discussion about the winter weather. So be sure to stick with us throughout the morning right here. And also today we'll be here for LEX18 News at noon as well.
That's right. And it will be an extended version of it. We're going to re-rack and come back for another hour.
LEX18, it's about time we fit into your schedule. Streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX18 on your device.
In advertising, you see a lot of things that aren't real, like this coffee. But at Legacy, our deals are real. Not like the other guys who misuse stickers like this to hike up the price. Then they make you negotiate it down. This markup gives you the perception of a better deal, but it's really no discount at all. I refuse to play that game, and you should too. Demand to know the real deal.
For a limited time, get up to $10,000 off new 2020 Ford F-150 XLT 4x4 Crew Cabs. Legacy Ford Lincoln.
At Batteries Plus, we power family road trips. We power bedtime stories. We power our local hospitals. We power connections with friends. We do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. How powerful is that? Need a phone fixed? We got it. Get powered in-store, curbside, and at batteriesplus.com.
The authentic barbershop experience is at Uppercuts in Paris. Every style, every detail, and specializing in hot towel service. All this month, receive a free haircut with a hot towel service. Only 15 minutes from Lexington. Uppercuts in Paris. The authentic barbershop experience.
At Value City Furniture, we bring you designer looks without the designer prices, with quality you might not expect, but definitely deserve. That's why our designer looks will always outdo the competition, only at Value City Furniture.
And good morning once again, just past 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for waking up to LEX 18 News at Sunrise. Our extended coverage of Sunrise continues throughout the morning. I'm Chris Goodman.
And I'm Dia Davidson. No, you're not imagining things. It is us and not the Today Show. And if you're waking up, please do take another peek outside.
Yeah, this morning we are providing extensive weather coverage. A little bit later on, that is going to include a news conference. We'll see what Governor Beshear has to say about all this winter weather that's going to be moving into the area. About 9:30 this morning is when we expect that. And at 9 o'clock right here on LEX 18, all four of our Storm Tracker meteorologists will have a special roundtable discussion about this winter weather that just will not seem to go away.
Chris, have you done any shoveling or anything, thawing out around your house?
Oh, my goodness. I ventured out. I took Savannah for a little walk yesterday. And, I mean, you got to be careful when you go out there. I mean, it is so slippery all over the place right outside of the homes out there.
And, you know, and that's what's happening with a lot of people. This major winter storm could also bring some more snow, sleet, and ice to Kentucky.
Yeah, we had a little warm-up round earlier this morning, but meteorologist Tom Ackerman is hammering the point home, or trying to anyway, that we've got the really big round that is going to be moving in later today. He joins us right now to give us an update. Tom, good morning once again to you.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Nice to see you again, Dia. And just a quick note, if you've never had the experience of Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck on a Zoom call, you got something special coming later on this morning, so definitely stay tuned. What Chris was talking about this was not it. This was some snow. Just had a viewer up out of Maysville that hits me up on Twitter occasionally to say he picked up about 2 inches of snow there. I saw a 1-inch report of snow come out of Louisville. So we did pick some up overnight, although we had quite a bit in the way of sleet mixing in here in Lexington, and that cuts down potential snowfall totals, and that'll actually play a part in what's going to happen later on tonight. I'm going to dig much more into that coming up. It's 19 degrees. It is 7 for the wind chill. It is flat out frigid out there. And, of course, we've got winter weather on the move. So look at this. The wind's out of the north-northeast, which it'll stay at, which is, of course, keeping the temperature down. It's teens and 20s via the Mesonet, 19 at the Kentucky Mesonet site here in Lexington, and upper 20s into our southeastern counties. And we had that first round go through, the morning round. That's already moved up into Ohio, and it's out of here. We've got little spotty hits of isolated snow showers, possibly mixed precipitation as well. But there's going to be a big gap, and this is where folks are going to walk outside and go, where's that snow? It's coming. It's going to get going later on this afternoon. You can see it blossoming, but it's not straight snow, which is the problem. Here it is, where you're dark blue. That's where it's cold enough to keep it all snow. This is an ugly color when it comes to wintry precipitation because it indicates mixed precipitation, sleet and freezing rain potential, and we're still trying to get over the last round from last week. Now, the focus of this one, as far as accumulating ice from freezing rain, is going to be a little more oriented southwest to northeast instead of that kind of more westerly line that we saw with a round last week that extended back towards E-Town. But still, some folks could see significant ice accumulation. We'll talk about that. A number of folks into our western counties and up along the Ohio River, western Kentucky, are going to see significant snow out of this. And then just as fast as it hits and hangs out with us this evening, it is out of here tomorrow morning. So we'll be out of this tomorrow, but the impacts could be lasting. And this isn't the only wave. We've got that winter storm coming in tonight. We'll take a break tomorrow. By Wednesday night, Thursday, could be looking at round 2. We'll check it all out in your Storm Tracker forecast.
Oh, lovely. Tom, thank you. It's 8:08. I direct your attention to the bottom of the screen. We have well over 115 closings and delays scrolling there, and you can also check out the full list anytime at lex18.com. Also want to share a few important reminders for you this morning. First, Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton has declared a snow emergency for the city. It will be in effect until further notice. It means you need to get your car off the downtown streets so snowplow drivers will be able to move in and get those get that snow and whatever else falls later today cleared away. Toyota in Georgetown not running first production today, and also Lextran is on its snow plan today. Keep in mind today is President's Day, so post offices and banks are not open today.
All right, some good stuff, Chris. And once again, our team of LEX18 anchors and reporters out braving the conditions to bring you live coverage of the winter storm. Our very own Sunrise anchor, Claire Crouch, kicks off our reporting in Lexington. Claire, what kind of little bump were you doing there? I saw you kind of doing a little bump. You're kind of doing your little dance.
Yeah, well, I'm dancing to stay warm for sure. That's been my mode of operandi almost all morning, is just dance to stay warm and convince myself that we're having a good time. And so maybe soon my brain will catch up with that. It's kind of exciting for us though right now, Dia, because for the first time in about 3 hours, we have something falling from the sky. It appears to be sleeting right now, just really lightly, but I got a piece right in my eye a second ago, and I thought, oh, what was that? Something's falling. So a development for you. You heard it here first. You can see here behind me traffic moving slowly here in downtown Lexington. The street's really looking yucky right now after that snow fell early this morning. Honestly, if this was it for us here in Lexington today, we'd be fine. We could handle this. It's really not that much of an impact. Yes, we still have the ice that's left over from the storm last week, and it's really cold, and this wind is really cutting through you. But the impact to travel here, not so bad, especially on these main streets. But like you heard Chris, Dia, and Tom all talking about, the main event is still coming later today, and that's the real impact that's going to affect our travel. Tom's been saying it could be impossible at times, definitely depending on your location. But again, it's really cold. That wind has picked up out here, and it just, oh gosh, it's no fun really standing out here in it. So if you don't have to get out, please don't, for so many reasons. 1, it's cold. 2, it's messy. 3, it could be dangerous. And we just want as few people on the roads as possible today. I think thankfully it is a holiday, and of course so many of us are used to just staying home right now anyway, so hopefully that works in our favor throughout this storm. We certainly aren't alone though. You get on social media and you see it's like the entire country is dealing with something like this right now. So winter in full effect. We'll, of course, keep giving you updates here from downtown Lexington, but we need to bring in a new member of our winter storm coverage now. Mr. Michael Burke is live in Grant County right now. He's keeping an eye on conditions there. We're going to go live to him now. Hey, Mike.
Mister. Wow, what an introduction. Thank you, Miss Claire Crouch. I'll tell you, whatever she said, I'll say the same thing. What you don't notice here in Grant County Dry Ridge is the snow. What you do notice is the cold. It is bitter. So really right now, the big thing is if you have to be outside, exposed skin for any long period of time, that could be an issue. So be careful with that. Right now here in Grant County, overnight, pretty much the same in Lexington. And we are only about 35 miles north. Got about 2 inches, maybe 2 inches overnight. And as you can see behind me, I-75, we are on the southbound side at mile marker 159, and it's moving pretty well. Looks pretty clean, traffic moving at a pretty good clip. So if you do on this holiday need to use I-75, do it now, get it out of the way, because as Tom and Seth and Bill have been telling us, the bad stuff is coming much later on. But here in Grant County, right now, manageable, about 2 inches of snow, I-75 fairly clean, but it's cold. So again, if you have to be outside for any extended period of time, cover up as much as you can. In our next half hour, you will probably see me with a hat because my ears are very mad at me right now. Chris D'Elia, let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, you heard it right there from Mr. Burke. The bad stuff is going to be moving in later today, so make sure you stay with us on air on LEX 18 News. You can also follow the latest developments on our website, lex18.com, and get the latest on your smartphone as well. We post all of the very important information there. You can download the LEX 18 News and Storm Tracker weather app free at your app store. And quick check here at 8:13, a live update, a major update now from Mayor Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton. She has declared a snow emergency today. What that essentially means is motorists are asked to move vehicles that are parked on some downtown streets or any snow emergency routes. Also, let's get another check on power outages throughout the area this morning. They are not done, folks. Of course, we had the bad weather move in on Thursday. We had thousands of power outages, and still this morning, we have 12,100 state outages throughout the area this morning. You'll notice a number of them, most of them, are up in northeast Kentucky, but Fayette County has a county out report of 0 right now. So very good news here in Fayette County. 8:14, meteorologist Tom Ackerman is coming up straight ahead. He's going to have the very latest on, again, the big round, the main event that is going to be moving into the area later today. A slushy, messy mix. We have snow, we have ice coming in. He will have all the latest coming up next.
LEX 18 News is brought to you by Bubbly. No calories, no sweeteners, all smiles.
Shop designer looks during our President's Day sale, and the more you buy, the more you save. Or enjoy 48 months, no interest financing. And just $1 can get you the styles you want, no credit needed. Only at Value City Furniture.
One of the big topics here in Kentucky, the unresolved unemployment claims.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Got in the queue.
Take care of us so we can take care of our families.
First day at LEX 18, first assignment, interview the governor. And I asked him, how can we get these claims settled? And he said, I'd love if you send me the names. And that's what we've done. I really want to know if people get their money, so I've taken it upon myself to reach out.
Thanks to you, it's a blessing.
Yay, LEX!
Email us, unemployment@wlex.tv. We're here to help you rebound.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Monticello Bank is proud to sponsor The Rebound Kentucky.
Hey, just want to make it abundantly clear that what is coming our way, the most impact and everything else that follows is going to be this evening, not this morning. This sets you the stage, essentially. The little bit that came through this morning and the overall pattern that's set us up for this is definitely conducive to a major winter storm. But what came through this morning, what I'm trying to say here, I've been talking all morning, is we haven't seen a whole lot. We've had some sleet and some snow, and it's definitely caused some potential hazards out there on the roads. This is nice to see. If you saw, you were with us last week, you saw this lens was completely iced at one point, and now you can at least see downtown. But look at this. We've got beads of moisture on the lens from our St. Joseph Hospital WeatherBug camera. So we've had sleet, we've had mixed precipitation, we've had snow, and we've got more of it on the way. But this second round coming in this evening is where things are going to get critical for us as far as the potential for the most impact. So there went that morning round, anywhere from about 1 inch of snow reported in Louisville to a couple inches up along the Ohio River towards Maysville. We had some sleet mixing in, which cuts down on your snowfall potential, or at least your totals. But look at that slug of moisture that's down along the Gulf Coast. They've got snow going all the way down to Houston. I mean, they've got snow in Texas. Texas kids are loving this right now. The people that aren't loving it are the ones that have to get out and work in it and the potential damage it can cause. There is literally a winter storm warning from northern Maine that goes all the way to Brownsville, down to South Texas. I mean, that is the extent of it. That is some serious real estate this thing is covering. And then you go back to the north and west. This is all a wind chill warning that goes from the U.S.-Canadian border to West Texas. That is the extent of that Arctic air. And here we are running the eastern edge of it with an active storm system heading in. So we have a winter storm warning in effect. We also have an ice storm warning in effect, but it's been nudged north. So Madison County, you guys are now in on that. You could see significant ice accumulation in this zone, just like we saw here in Lexington last week, but maybe even more so, which is a definite concern. And then a lesser winter weather advisory for our border counties. How much snow can we pick up? It is literally going to range between an inch or two on the southeastern side where you get into more icing over to possibly a half a foot or more of snow as you get back towards Louisville. That is how broad the range is going to be in that short amount of real estate, with, of course, Lexington caught in the middle. And then you go east, those numbers drop even more so. You could literally go from where we just picked up an inch or two in Maysville to mixing ice in later on this evening and another 3 or 4 inches of snow there, and then just straight up pure ice here with a hint of snow on the back end. This is where I'm concerned. This narrow band running, you can see Boonville, Jackson, where you're showing this is not snow, this is accumulated ice. Anywhere from about a half an inch to possibly up to 3/4 of an inch of ice. This is where you get into, just unbelievable tree damage, power lines down, power outages, that kind of stuff, and potentially hazardous, if not impassable roads due to that ice, that heavy ice that sets up. And this could overlap areas that got hit last week, add on to the ice that's still there because we haven't gotten rid of it. This could be a major problem for us later on this evening. It's 19 degrees in Lexington. The wind is making it feel like it's in the single digits, and this is the cold air aloft. You're looking at the upper level. This is this big trough that's digging in, of course, our system that's passing through today. Watch the timing. As you get into Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll take a break, and then yet another trough digs in. This is our next winter storm that's going to blow through Thursday and Friday. Yeah, there's another one coming on the heels of this one that could have some heavy accumulating snow with it. That lifts out of here for the weekend. And then over the weekend, we're still running kind of cold, but we're seeing signs that some of that Arctic air may start to try to lock itself up more so toward the U.S.-Canadian border. We may start to see at least a little bit of a reprieve, maybe some slightly milder days before we have yet another round of active weather come crashing in. But I'll tell you what, we've got some significantly active weather on the way, so you need to use extra caution. As far as what you can expect, a detailed look at the 8-day forecast. 20s today, notice 20s tomorrow, 20s Wednesday. The other thing that I haven't talked as much about, but is equally as dangerous for some folks, is the cold. That is a low tomorrow morning in the teens, and that is a low Wednesday morning, potentially single digits, if not near zero, and that frigid air stays with us. You see it fluctuate a little bit as these systems pass through. Beyond the system that we have to deal with today that'll put down that mixed precipitation and heavy snow west, you're going to have another one coming in Wednesday, Thursday. So that one bears watching because we may have heavy snow and mixed precipitation in there as well. So really a double whammy this week, only spaced out by a day or two. And then into the weekend, temperatures, on the cold side initially, but we're seeing a glimmer of hope. Highs above freezing, can you believe it? Mid to upper 30s, maybe even pushing 40 by next week. But remember, our average high this time of the year is 46 degrees. So this is some significant cold air. Coming up, we'll get a more detailed look at the precipitation totals, the types across the viewing area as our extended coverage on Sunrise continues.
You see them coming in your rearview mirror. Big trucks can cause big wrecks on our Kentucky roads.
I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs, the Hammer. We're here to stop these big trucks and their big insurance companies. If you've been injured by a dump truck, delivery truck, concrete truck, or any kind of big truck, we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
Daryl Isaacs is your big truck lawyer. Don't wait. Call 800-800-8888.
Toyota always gives you more, but this President's Day weekend, we're taking it up a notch with the Get More sales event. Get more style, more technology, more safety, and now more money. Like $1,000 customer cash on a legendary new 21 4Runner. Get $1,000 on a rugged new Toyota Tacoma. Or lease this Tacoma double cab for just $159 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance included. Get more for your money this President's Day weekend. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, your break.
Whoa! Kentucky Lottery's Cash Pop Daily Draw Game. One number wins it every 4 minutes. Just choose your numbers from 1 to 15.
7 ball side pocket.
How many you want to play, how much you want to wager, and how many draws you want to play. Play Cash Pop from the Kentucky Lottery.
8 ball corner pocket.
Maybe your lucky number will win you some scratch.
Funding more than $3.8 billion to date in grants and scholarships.
LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather. The experience you trust every day. The accuracy you need on every device. With MaxTrack, the only live Doppler in central Kentucky. So while seasons may change, our commitment stays the same. When Kentucky weather is at its worst or at its best, you can count on us. LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather and MaxTrack Live Doppler, the most trusted name in local weather, in partnership with Community Trust Bank.
It is 8:23. Our extended coverage of LEX 18 News at Sunrise continues on this Monday morning, President's Day. And we have LEX 18 crews stretched out across the state this morning with live looks at how this winter storm is and will be impacting communities throughout the day and all week, really.
And I want to real quickly, just got a blast from the University of Kentucky. University of Kentucky UK healthcare hospitals and clinics are open and operating regular schedule today. Offices open, in-person and online classes going to take place. And if you are going to get your COVID-19 vaccine at Kroger Field, it's open and operating on a regular schedule today. Conroy Deluge, several counties away, though. He joins us now from Mount Sterling to continue our extended Storm Tracker team coverage. Good morning, Conroy.
Well, good morning here from Mount Sterling. Yes, as in Lexington and across most of Kentucky, it is very cold. And this is a little bit earlier than I'm used to waking up, so bear with me as I let the cold air sort of wake me up instead of a nice hot cup of coffee. So we got out here about midnight last night to check into our hotel after the 11 o'clock last night. And when we got out here, the parking lot was slick, but the roads were okay. Well, in between that time, obviously, the ground has gotten a nice covering of ice, basically. It is very hard. I would say snow, but it's more of a dusting of snow with a lot of ice packed under it. And that's really what people are keeping an eye on, is this ice right here. As you can see, this entire fence is made of ice at this point. Barbed wire and ice, that's pretty much all it is. And this is left over from last week. And this is really what crews are concerned about, because as beautiful and picturesque as this may look, if this is falling on your house or on the roads, that can cause a lot of issues over the next few days. And that's really what crews are keeping an eye on. Another thing, the roads. This is I-64 right behind us here in Mount Sterling. I'm going to step out so you can get a clear look at the traffic on here. It's moving. I talked to the EM director this morning, Emergency Management, and he said that the side roads are okay, they're covered, but there are some rough spots on county roads. City roads here in Mount Sterling are okay as well. They have been out, they've been clearing them, they're making sure that people can get around. And as far as I can tell, traffic is mostly unaffected by the weather that happened overnight here, but obviously underneath this little covering right here is ice that's left over from the last several days. So if you do have to get out on the roads anywhere here in Montgomery County, as you heard earlier, the traffic alert, there was a crash on I-64 about 60 miles from us in Carter County. So that's a little bit of ways from here, but that is that same weather that is hitting us out here. So definitely be careful if you have to go anywhere out on I-64 or any interstate, any road in and around central eastern Kentucky. Definitely be careful and keep an eye on your Storm Tracker app. It's about 21 degrees here in Mount Sterling, and it looks like it's going to get a lot colder here in the next few hours. No snow, nothing falling from the sky here right now. Roads are okay, but definitely keep an eye out. LEX 18 News extended coverage of sunrise. We'll be right back.
My grandmother was infected with COVID-19. It was hard to watch her suffer.
I just want to keep my loved ones safe.
With an exposure notification app, I'll know if I've been exposed.
Connecting with Bluetooth is easy.
And there's no tracking, so my identity and my location always stay private.
The more people who connect, the more people we protect.
I'm doing my part to stop the spread.
Are you? Download the app. Connect your phone. Protect your community.
It's a helpless feeling to look into a rearview mirror and see another car about to hit you. If you were injured when another driver rear-ended you, you may be owed damages. Call Becker Law. Just dial 3s.
Toyota always gives you more, but this President's Day weekend, we're taking it up a notch with the Get More sales event. Get more style, more technology, more safety, and now more money. Like $1,250 customer cash on the adventurous new 21 RAV4, or lease one for $199 a month, or get $1,750 customer cash on a new Highlander, or best-in-class Highlander Hybrid, with 2 years no-cost maintenance included. Get more for your money this President's Day weekend. Toyota, let's go places.
The most important thing in the Chevy Equinox is not forward collision alert or automatic emergency braking. No, the most important thing in the Equinox isn't any of the advanced safety features we've put into it. It's what you put into it. Chevy Safety Assist, standard on every 2021 Chevy Equinox.
Get a $4,000 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
When you're enjoying an evening out, the key is don't drink and drive. But if you're injured by a drunk driver, call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3s.
Continues here on LEX 18, 829, as we've been trying to stress to you this morning. This winter weather is going to be affecting people in different areas in different ways throughout the day, throughout this week. So depending on where you are, that is why we have live crews stretched out all over the area throughout the morning.
And be sure to check on everybody to make sure in your circle are okay. But right now, let's check in with Claire Kopsky. She's in Woodford County, and we're going to check in with her to see how conditions are shaping up in Versailles this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Dia and Chris. Well, we're still here in Woodford County. You're getting a look here at Main Street where you can see people are out and about, although I know the emergency management director and others are advising anyone who can stay home this morning to do so. We're going to pan over here and show you we've got salt crews out here this morning, but the emergency management director has a little bit of advice for those people who think that that salt is going to cure everything, as that temperature is a little too cold for that salt to come into play.
Now, salt really isn't effective. It's 21 the last time I looked at the thermometer, and the salt is effective above 27 degrees according to our road supervisor. So the best they can do is try and push it out of the way to get that bare surface exposed as good as possible so everybody can get good traction. Of course, we're keeping an eye on the extra burden, the weight put on the power infrastructure and the trees that sometimes get tangled into that power line, and keeping an eye out for the power outages. But right now we're just trying to mitigate the effects of a transportation incident and getting ready for the main event this evening.
So a couple of quick notes from him in addition to that are just to move your car out of the street onto a driveway if possible. Like he mentioned, they are trying to get this snow up so that they can prepare for what's headed our way later today. You see right here, we've got all sorts of slush and quite a bit of a mess on some of these parking lots. I'm sure this is what we're looking at in most neighborhoods here in Versailles and throughout Woodford County. So if you can get those cars moved, I know he said that would be a huge help to their teams as they are trying to do their best to get everything cleaned up before we head into the rest of today. Don't go away. This extended coverage of our Storm Tracker coverage will be back right after this.
Has your loved one been abused in a nursing home? Bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition are all signs of abuse. Call Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Dinner with the Drakes tonight? Alexa, ask Buick to start my Encore GX. Four fillets.
You know this dinner's for their
kids. Thanks for watching them.
Where's the pizza?
The Buick Encore GX.
Current eligible non-GM owners get nearly $4,300 purchase allowance on 2020 Buick Encore GX models.
When our Social Security disability clients come to our office, they tell us the government said, "I don't believe you. You're not disabled."
When it's you against the government, you want an experienced attorney.
One who believes in your case, who believes in you.
Most people who apply for benefits are initially denied.
To fight back, you need Kentucky courage.
Call 1-800-55-WILDCAT. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer. There's no fee unless you win benefits.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Kentucky Lottery, providing over $3.8 billion in grants and scholarships.
This is Court TV.
Not just that! What a day it has been as we continue our gavel-to-gavel coverage.
Is there reasonable doubt? We'll find out.
Welcome back to Court TV Live.
Your front row seat to justice.
Good morning. A few minutes past 8:30. Our extended storm tracker team coverage continues here on LEX 18 this morning. I'm Chris Goodman.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm Dia Davidson. Didn't we just do this? It's like repeat of the weather, and it has caused us to, of course, preempt the Today Show this morning.
That's right. You're not going to be seeing the Today Show. We have extended coverage continuing, at least for the next hour and a half here. A couple of things I want to let you know about. That will include a news conference that we are expecting from Governor Andy Beshear. That is scheduled to be about 9:30 this morning on the winter weather, and we will have that live here on LEX 18. Before we do that, at 9 o'clock, all four of our LEX 18 storm tracker meteorologists are going to be having a special roundtable discussion about this winter weather.
I want to let you know, if you were due to get your COVID-19 shot over at Kroger Field over on UK's campus, they are open and operating regular schedule, so go at your time that you were scheduled. Temperatures, though, have not stayed above freezing long enough to allow us to thaw out from our last winter storm, and now Tom says more snow, sleet, and ice are on the way for the Commonwealth.
In fact, we want to get the latest right now from meteorologist Tom Ackerman because, of course, we had that round go through overnight. But that is not the big event. Tom, we've got some very, very messy weather moving into parts of the area this morning.
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea that they kept that COVID thing rolling out there at Kroger Field, because this is not the main event. Of course, we've still got icy conditions out there, but that's been persisting since over the weekend. The main wave gets rolling later on today into this evening. So that is where things are going to start to get kind of nasty for us as far as the potential for road conditions deteriorating and as well active winter weather. It is snow-coated out of Keeneland yet again. We had another round of some light snow and sleet go through early this morning. This is BCTC, the live weather bug camera looking over towards UK. You can see towards Kroger Field that there isn't a whole lot happening there. Beyond the snow that went through earlier this morning, things have simmered down. It is 20 degrees in Lexington. It is frigid. The wind's straight out of the north. Look at the Kentucky mesonet. It's interesting to note as you get down to around our southeastern counties, though, they're above freezing. Black Mountain, way south and east. There's going to be a milder bubble of air, which will have a big impact on the potential for winter weather down there, minimize it. But for the majority of the viewing area, we are in the thick of it for later on today as this storm gets rolling. What can you expect? Well, the Max Track shows the wave that went through, that's gone, and we've got little spotty light stuff hanging around. But what will end up happening is there should be a fairly significant break in the action. A lot of folks, and I've had so many people already on social media saying, where's my snow? Because they walked outside and didn't see a whole lot. The main wave didn't get going until later on today. If you were following us over the weekend, we said it was going to come in a couple of waves. The first weaker one has already gone through. We squeezed about an inch or two of snow out from Maysville back through Louisville, some sleet here and lesser amounts south. But this is into the afternoon. Notice the much more widespread and substantial moisture streaming in. This is where you'll get into the heavy snow potential, the icing potential southeast, which I really want to hammer home, and I will coming up in the main forecast. And then later on this evening, this snow continues. So we don't wrap it up until tomorrow morning. The main impact is going to be from mid to late afternoon through till about midnight. And then tomorrow morning, things will simmer down for us. But yeah, we've got some time before it hits. The morning round went through. It did impact the commute somewhat. We've got that mid to late morning break. But then it's on later on today. We'll get a look at the specifics, the details in your Storm Tracker forecast.
All right, Tom, thank you. And as Tom has been saying to us all morning, different parts of the state will be seeing different conditions. So let's check in now live with Madison County Sheriff's Deputy Michael Stotts to see what conditions are like in that county. Good morning, Deputy Stotts.
Hey, good morning.
Understand you guys are going to be, or maybe already have, some ice going on right now.
We do. It's, as I drive around this morning, the main roads are clear for the most part with slush. Now, the side roads are pretty well covered with, and pretty treacherous and slick, I have to say. But they've done a good job of getting the main roads relatively clear, and it looked like the interstate was pretty clear at this time.
Now, I think there was a report of an accident, maybe a little further down south on I-75, but you said everything looks pretty good if you have to get out on the interstate?
Yes, what I saw. Now, I haven't been out on the interstate. I've spoken with a couple of deputies this morning already, and they haven't. We hadn't had a whole lot of trouble at this point. We've done a couple of transfers for essential personnel who needed help getting to work, I guess, this morning. But they said it hasn't been too bad. Doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic on the road, and I did see the road departments out, doing what they do and trying to get these things in pretty good shape for anybody traveling today.
But then they're saying the next wave is going to come during the rush hours. So what's kind of your advice for people who happen to be out and about trying to get back home safely if they've chosen to go out and about today?
Ideally, knowing that there's a second wave coming, if you can make it home before that hits, that would be wonderful. That'd be perfect world. But as we know, we don't live in a perfect world. So if you're going to be out, the second wave hits, just slow down, take your time. If you are out, make sure your cell phone is charged. Most everybody has a cell phone now. Make sure it's charged. That way, if you get stuck, you can call 911. Just be patient. We'll get to you. We'll get the help that you need. And just be patient and take your time.
All good advice. Deputy Stotts, please stay safe out there, and we'll check back in with you at another time.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Once again, our team of LAX 18 anchors and reporters out braving the conditions to bring you live coverage of the winter storm. Our Sunrise anchor, Claire Crouch, kicks off this particular half hour of our reporting from Lexington, and she has the Storm Tracker extended coverage. Good morning, Claire. I know the University of Kentucky students have to get there and go to class in person, so are they going to have to scoot when they walk, or is it pretty good out there?
Oh, shoot, Dia. You know what? Someone honked right when you asked, so I actually couldn't hear what you said. I think you're talking about UK students needing to go to class today. I would opt for virtual class if you could, because it's no fun to walk outside in this. It's the primary thing right now is the wind. It just cuts through you. It's so cold. It's no fun to be outside in. And as you can see, nothing's falling right now. Like Tom was saying, a lot of people walking outside may be saying, where's the snow? Well, yeah, we had that snow this morning. That's what you see on the streets right now. Looks yucky, but manageable to drive through. No problem at all, really, that we've seen this morning. But again, we've got that next wave we keep hearing about coming on later tonight. And if you listen to the meteorologists like I do, I say get out now if there's anything you need to get. If you still need to make that trip to the grocery store, you need to get gas in your car, you need to run your errands on this Monday morning, I'd say do it now, and then be ready to stay home the rest of the day and night and stay warm inside your home. Really kind of quiet down here in downtown now. The morning rush has gone through. No issues that we've seen. Plows still making passes through just to make sure things remain clear. But of course, that will not be the case much longer as the day progresses and we have more weather moving in. But for now, it's going to wrap us up here in downtown Lexington. We're going to head on over to Grant County now. That is where LEX 18's Michael Burke is live this morning, keeping an eye on conditions up there. Hey, Michael.
Good morning, Claire. As you can see from the last half hour, I've got my hat on now. Now, where I went to college, this was springtime, but I'm a much older person now, so I need the hat. Behind me, I-75 in Grant County, Dry Ridge, mile marker 159. Very clean, very clear. Traffic moving at a pretty good clip. As you can see, the trucks going by, they always move at a pretty good clip. But this can all be very deceiving. As we know, the heavy snow, the much more accumulating snow is coming up later today. But don't look out the window and think everything's okay everywhere. Just to give you some personal experience, last Tuesday, 8 to 10 inches of snow in northern Kentucky. By the time you got to here in Dry Ridge, about 20, 25 miles south, there were only trace amounts. Then when you get into Lexington, there was nothing. Then when we had our ice storm Wednesday last week, you go up the road, just north of Scott County into Grant County, it was bone dry. So things can be deceiving. What you see out your window now may not be the case 20, 30, 40 miles away. But I-75 here is moving well. So if on this President's Day you need to be out and about, do it now, because the big stuff obviously is coming much later. We're live in Grant County. I'm Michael Burke, LEX 18 News. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Claire and Michael Burke, thanks so very much, and we're back after this.
LEX 18 News is brought to you by The Ageless Center. See yourself change with weight loss, hormone replacement, and aesthetics. The Front Porch. With so many great things, come see why it's everyone's favorite store. Hourglass Aesthetics and Salon. Time for you. You deserve it. Queen Bee. Gifts for her, him, home, and holiday. And by Cool Blue Lex. Non-invasive muscle toning and fat reduction. If you can squeeze it, we can freeze it.
It's a helpless feeling to look into a rearview mirror and see another car about to hit you. If you were injured when another driver rear-ended you, you may be owed damages. Call Becker Law. Just dial 3s.
Your right time is personal, but at Ageless, great results are universal. We've helped thousands meet their weight loss goal. Call right now for your free consultation and receive $100 off your lifetime membership.
Whoa! The Kentucky Lottery's Cash Pot Daily Draw Game. Choose your numbers, 1 to 15. One number wins it every 4 minutes. Play Cash Pop. Maybe your lucky number will win you some scratch.
At ADA Heating and Air, we are honored that you choose us every day for your HVAC needs. We proudly install American-built, American Standard products at the best possible prices. ADA and American Standard, built to a higher standard.
If you have a medical malpractice or nursing home claim, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law, that's all.
Look at you! Woo! An hour of family fun, plus an old school dish. Next, Rachel.
When you're enjoying an evening out, the key is don't drink and drive. But if you're injured by a drunk driver, call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3s.
So my wife texted me wanting to know if we're going to have any frizzle today. That's her term for freezing drizzle. Unfortunately, honey, and everyone else, there's always that potential, but what we're looking at could be significantly more than drizzle or frizzle, depending on how you look at it. We're talking about freezing rain, we're talking about sleet, and we're talking about the potential for heavy snow. And all of it gets going later on today. It's not happening this morning. It's later today into this evening. This is what it looks like downtown. We have recovered from that little skiff of snow that went through this morning. This is our Center College live weather bug camera. They've got moisture ongoing, obviously, down south. Looks like it's slightly iced over from earlier this morning. This is out in Letcher County. Notice the fog hanging in way out into eastern Kentucky. Visibility is way down out there, and temperatures are cold enough that you could have some of that freezing drizzle or possibly even some icy road conditions out there where some of that contacts the roadway. Temperatures are in the 30s in the mountains, though, but look at visibility. All the way out in Pikeville, you're down to zero for visibility. So what's coming over the next 24 hours? A significant winter storm that won't really gear up until later on today. So for everybody on social media that's asking where the snow is not expected until later on today. This is just a brief little shot across the bow to get your attention, if you will. We've got some occasional snow showers still persisting out there in bits of mixed precipitation, but the extent of this storm runs all the way from New England states to South Texas. I mean, there are kids in Texas and Louisiana right now playing in the snow. And there are parents that are wishing it wasn't anywhere near them because it's Louisiana and Texas. But we have a winter storm warning in effect, and that warning runs literally from Texas to Maine. That is a very long-running warning. But this is my biggest area of concern, this ice storm warning for some of our counties that are slightly southeast of Lexington. Snow is a pain, and yes, it can be dangerous, especially when you get heavy snow. But icing is a whole nother animal, and of course, we just went through this last week, and it was only, a quarter of an inch, 3/10 of an inch on the top end until you got back to around E-Town where they had some half-an-inch reports. This looks like it could be in the quarter of an inch to about 3/4 of an inch range. And when you get into that half-inch to 3/4 of an inch amount of icing, that is where you get significant tree damage, power lines down. We had some sporadic power outages last week. This one could have more of an impact. And notice where it's centered in that line across southeastern counties, roughly from around Jamestown, maybe southeast of Campbellsville there, going across I-65. It'll be sufficiently warm enough into our southeastern mountain counties that'll limit your ice accumulation. A lot of it could be cold rain initially, and you'll see a little bit of ice and snow on the back end. But where it's cold enough out west, it is all snow, and that's where you could be talking the big numbers around Louisville, our western fringe of counties, Shelbyville going down through E-Town, where they're looking anywhere between about 4 to 8 inches or more of snow, and that does include Cincinnati. We are in that troublesome zone where you transition between straight up freezing rain over to snow, and you get the mixed precipitation, you get sleet, and then you get snow on the back end. So we could pick up a number of inches of snow here, but that would be on top of the sleet that would undercut the overall bigger snowfall totals. So we've got all that going on. And with that said, you want to be extra cautious because travel later on this evening and especially overnight could become, dangerous and to the point where some roads may not even be passable. So we'll have to watch out for that. This is the European computer model. It shows the snowfall output. Just look at the general band. You can see it pretty much mirroring where that winter storm warning is from Maine to southwest. Notice the heaviest snow right along the Ohio River. There's concern for later on this week that we'll have round 2 firing up. And look at this, yet another band of accumulating snow on top of the snow we already have and almost in the same location. So we may have another storm rolling in with heavy snow potential later in the week. We're talking roughly the Wednesday, Thursday time frame. And on top of everything else, you've heard Claire Crouch talking about it, it's cold. It's 19 degrees. We have a single-digit wind chill. This is the extent of the Arctic air out west. It does intrude on Kentucky, although the core of it is out west. And if you look at the future track, this below normal regime that we're under now, well, next week we're showing some signs that there may just be a break in the overall pattern, a little bit of a warm up ahead. This looks warm. We're talking about getting up to and around our average high, which is in the mid 40s. So we may see some mid to upper 40s for highs next week, which, hey, I'll take it. At this point, with as cold as it is and as cold as it's going to be this week, look at what we're doing. 20s today, 20s tomorrow, 20s Wednesday, lows in the teens and single digits, frigid stuff. So on top of the active weather, the multiple rounds of winter weather, the impactful winter weather that we'll see this evening and overnight, and then again Wednesday night, Thursday for some, we've got this wicked cold to deal with. Even into the weekend, when we warm up, we'll get up to around freezing, possibly slightly above it, mid to upper 30s by the end of the day.
Hey, Lexington. Got $1? Only $1, and you could get approved from American Car Center, the king of credit. Don't wait for your refund.
Get approved now. Bring us your tax return, and for only $1 today, you can drive it away.
We've got your back. Whatever your credit history, we want to approve you for a high-quality pre-owned vehicle.
And they all come with a limited warranty and oil changes for up to 3 years.
So come see us today and get that yes you've been looking for.
Shop AmericanCarCenter.com or visit your local store because the king of credit wants to approve you today.
I was coming home from visiting my mom. I jumped on the highway 65. Out of nowhere, a car hit me in the front left fender. I lost control. The car started to spin around. When I woke up from the hospital, I knew I had to call Daryl Isaacs because I just knew he was the right attorney for the case. I knew I was in good hands. I want to thank God. I want to thank Daryl Isaacs and the team for being there for me, and they helped me get me what I need. They helped me get my bills paid. I'm just glad to be alive.
I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs. I've been there, and I'll be there for you and your family.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth?
It's true. That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you
to go ahead and smile.
One of the big topics here in Kentucky, the unresolved unemployment claims.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Not in the queue.
Take care of us so we can take care of our families.
First day at LEX 18, first assignment, interview the governor. And I asked him, how can we get these claims settled? And he said, I'd love if you send me the names. And that's what we've done. I really want to know if people get their money, so I've taken it upon myself to reach out.
Thanks to you, it's a blessing.
Yay, LEX!
Email us, unemployment@wlex.tv. We're here to help you rebound.
$8:52, as we all know, Kentucky utility crews certainly had a big job last week tackling thousands of outages, and that could be the case, unfortunately, again throughout the week this week. Daniel Lowry, spokesperson for KU and former LEX 18 alum, joins us right now. Daniel, we're so glad you're joining us once again this morning. And first of all, at least we have a little bit of breather before this bad weather is going to be moving in, unfortunately, later on today.
Yes, thank you, Chris. Round 2 coming up, right?
Right. We mentioned that a lot of the big power outages that are still going on across the state this morning from Thursday's weather are in the northeast part of the state. What are you noticing in the Kentucky Utilities area?
Well, for Kentucky Utilities, we've only got a handful of folks out this morning. Yesterday morning, I checked and we had 0. So we were able to at least catch our breath from last week, and we are ready for this next round. I mean, it's hard to predict how many customers we'll have out this time. We had 30,000 customers out last week, and we had more than 800 wires down, and so our crews were very busy.
Unfortunately, as we've been talking about, we've got this ice situation moving in for some areas today, like Madison County and down into the southeastern part of the state. Just kind of let people know, as we're getting this breather before this bad weather moves in again later today, what should people do if their power goes out?
Well, I mean, Chris, I think that a number one word of warning would be about generators. If folks do have those generators, those generators need to be, those portable electric generators need to be in a well-ventilated area outside. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't want to run those indoors, and you don't want to refuel those when they're in operation. And those can cause a lot of problems for people's health and safety right there.
All right, Daniel Lowry, spokesperson for Kentucky Utilities. I know you guys are going to have a busy week. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I'm sure we will be talking with you, unfortunately, throughout the week.
Okay.
It's coming up, not unfortunately for you, Dan, unfortunately for the power outages. Want to make sure I make that clear. About 5 minutes till 9, we have more live extended coverage coming up here in just a minute.
Shop Dream Mattress Studio during the President's Day sale and get 20% off all Dream and Select Beauty Rest mattresses, plus 20% off adjustable beds, or enjoy 48 months no-interest financing. Only at Dream Mattress Studio at Value City Furniture.
Learn how to protect your loved ones in a nursing home by going to BeckerLaw.com to see the 7 flags of abuse. Flag number 2, physical abuse. Check for unexplained or frequent bruises, burns, black eyes, broken bones, grip marks around the arm or neck, confinement to a bed, chair, or room, or other injuries. If you suspect abuse, call Becker Law. Just dial 3s.
Toyota always gives you more, but this President's Day weekend, we're taking it up a notch with the Get More sales event. Get more style, more technology, more safety, and now more money. Like $1,250 customer cash on the adventurous new 21 RAV4, or lease one for $199 a month, or get $1,750 customer cash on a new Highlander, or best-in-class Highlander Hybrid, with 2 years no-cost maintenance included. Get more for your money this President's Day weekend. Toyota, let's go places.
Meet your newest family member with a seat for everyone, adjustable power everything, and all you need right within reach. Introducing Designer Looks Comfort Tech, only from America's reclining experts, Value City Furniture.
One of the big topics here in Kentucky, the unresolved unemployment claims.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Not in the queue.
Take care of us so we can take care of our families.
First day at LEX 18, first assignment, interview the governor. And I asked him, how can we get these claims settled? And he said, I'd love if you send me the names. And that's what we've done. I really want to know if people get their money, so I've taken it upon myself to reach out.
Thanks to you, it's a blessing.
Yay, LEX!
Email us, unemployment@wlex.tv. We're here to help you rebound.
Our extended Storm Tracker team coverage continues on this Monday, President's Day. No holiday, certainly, for our LEX 18 crew stretched out around the area, keeping us updated on how conditions are looking at communities around the viewing area.
That's right. Let's check in with Conroy Deluge. He is several counties away. He joins us, though, from Mount Sterling to continue our extended Storm Tracker team coverage. Hey, Conroy.
Good morning. We have moved to the other side of I-64. We are just off the interstate in Mount Sterling. I want to step out because we just talked to Anthony a little bit ago. He's the one driving this plow over here. He works for a crew out of a company that works in Irvin. He's one of those that actually, when he sees snow, his eyes light up. He gets excited because that means that they're about to have a good business week. This is great business for them. So while most of us are not thrilled about this weather, not really liking the snow, not loving the ice at all, he's out here making sure that we can get around parking lots, get around different gas stations safely. He is one of the hundreds of crews that you will see out on the roads. You will see state crews, city crews, county crews, and of course private crews like Anthony, who will be out making sure that parking lots are safe. Now, he said that one issue that they run into a lot of times is people getting too close or not respecting the lights. And as you see on the top of his truck, he's got those yellow lights. He says you need to watch out and be careful for those because, you know, obviously with these roads being slick and icy, you can plow into them and that will prevent them from being able to do their jobs. And obviously there's a safety concern. So please be careful out there. So right now in Mount Sterling, I just talked to the EM director a little bit ago. He said the county roads a little dicey, but they're okay. They're obviously getting cleared up by crews. City roads should be fine. The interstate back behind us, that looks okay for us right here. Certainly not as bad as it got in Carter County a little bit ago. But stick with us on LEX 18. There's plenty of weather going around, and we will be right back.